Hey everybody, welcome back to my club's Panic. So I'm just gonna get a rush in and start with this new one shot. It's a regular one shot, guys. This is called McClain Apothecary. If you don't know what that is Schitt's Creek. If you haven't watched Schitt's Creek, you probably know. Dan Levy was in it. There's a mutual feeling there's getting together. Okay. Here's the prompt. Clans A based on David and Patrick's love story. I've just looked up that one from Schitt's Creek. This here is very, very similar. But this is them. There's no Reed as Patrick, and that right there is Dan Levy, Deveros. So probably see these two. If you have again, I haven't not watched this. I haven't watched it, but this was inspired by this show, especially with these two. All right, not enough about that. Let's get on to the summary. Okay. When Lance finally loses their entire fortune, Lance's life is turned upside down, forced to move small town in the middle of nowhere. He's certain that Schitt's Creek is his own personal hell. But as time goes on, he finds some silver linings in his new life. He has some new friends that actually care about him. His family has never been closer, and he started his own business. A cute little general store by the name of McClain Apothecary. And, his business partner, Keith, is pretty easy in the eyes, fun to banter with, and never fails to make Lance smile. Too bad he's woefully, tragically straight. Okay, so this is more of McClain's family. They're going from broke and then going to Schitt's Creek and start his own life from there and become part of this little business store. And then Keith comes along, this is his business partner, and want to get this is done inside and also outside business too. Let's see how many. Let's get started reading this, okay? Yeah, most of this. McClain Apothecary, Schitt's Creek. A quaint little town, nestled to the left of center in a quaint little corner north, featuring a small creek that few actually never ever see, let alone visit. One major road that isn't paved or parked, and one rebuilt that can be considered the epicenter of everyone's lives. One school where Laura works very hard to organize and educate students of all ages. One grocery store, small and with little variety, but run by a peppy young woman named Romel. One restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner to lure everyone, mostly because the food is actually a godsend courtesy of their cook Hunk, and manned by a bright, sunny smile of his wife Shay. One bar for the youth to meet and greet and forget about life for a while. Thankfully, not as run down as it could have been, and actually a fairly decent place to be thanks to the owners, Naima and Rolo. And one crappy little motel on the outskirts with a dirt parking lot and gravel road, run by younger sister of the mayor's husband, dry humored, quick wit, sharp tongue, infallible intellect, and an impish drive for mischief. That's one Pitch Holmes. This is the same Pitch who managed to legally change the name of the town when her brother Matt Holt married the new young mayor, Takashi Shirogane. Still new to the town, having inherited it from a distant relative, and all around a sweet and tolerable man with some dry, if not tired, humor of his own. He hadn't protested when his sister-in-law combined his and his husband's names, officially renaming Shirogane's Creek to Schitt's Creek. Well, if he had protested, it had been enough to stop him, and they had never gotten around to change it back. And Lance knows all this because Schitt's Creek is one of those small little towns where everybody knows everybody on a first name and personal history basis. Even being new to town, it hadn't been taken long to take it all in. And so this quaint little town has had the not so quaint name of Schitt's Creek for near a decade. And that little name change decision, courtesy of a mischievous young page and her equally mischievous brother, who thought it was hilarious. That's Lance's older brother buying him the rights to this little town years ago as a joke of a birthday present. A joke he and everyone else in his family had probably forgotten about the moment they had stopped laughing and had thought about in years. About until their father's business partner ran away with the entire fortune, leaving them all but penniless, without a home and no source of income. The only thing they had to their name besides the possessions they could pack up and carry. The lead to a not so quaint little town off the backwoods of nowhere called Schitt. So suddenly pouring really. Guess where the McClain class settled down? Yep, you guessed it. In the dingy had broken down motel on the outskirts of the lively quaint town of Shanksbury. And this is where they've been ever since. Yep, this is where Lance McClain's life fell apart and was stitched back together. Where the life he had abruptly ended with more of a crash and a bang, when everything he had known became a little more than memories, and none of it was useful. People here didn't appreciate his passion or artist's eye. They didn't care what he used to be, and he had none of that left. So he found himself severely lacking, empty, void of ambition, drive, and the funds to keep his expensive skincare routine. But as bleak as things had been, he found them steadily improving. His family stumbled a lot, but they started to find their footing, started to find purpose after life, and took all that out from under them. His father went into business with Pidge, co-owning the motel. His mom rediscovered a passion for cooking, which had been a family learned hobby that had been buried after Mary's death. Louis got into gardening and landscaping. Marco picked up a job at an auto shop with the eccentric owner, Corinne. Veronica got into politics. Rachel finished her education and got into education as well, finding her place at the local school. And Lance? Well, Lance found close friends in Pigeon Hall. The sassy little gremlin with a cutting tongue, and the baker who works too much, gets easily excitable, and has a heart of gold. After a few episodes of trial and error, he thinks he started to lay down some roots here too. He got this little shop, you see, McClain Apothecary, a cute little building, organized and pretty, where he buys and sells locally made products. Business booming, he's found passion and drive again, and he couldn't have done it alone. He owes to a lot to his business partner, the mayor's adopted brother, Key Copley, pretty sarcastic, stubborn, competitive, tall, dark, handsome, and woefully straight. All things considered, Lance has grown fond of the little life he's worked for himself here in Shattuck Creek. Yeah, so this is some sort of this background story of where Lance family got into because they were rich. Father has gotten away with it and they have no money. So they had no choice but to leave everything behind and went to Shat Street to start a new life. And they stayed at the motel, and that's where they stayed for the entire time. So once they finally got themselves comfortable in that one big motel that they had, they'll have to start finding their ways to get them life back together, back to where it was supposed to be, back to square one. Everybody else in his family have their things done. So Lance had got a shop called McClain Apothecary. That is the store where he buys and sells made products that was made in Shattuck Creek. And done everything himself alone. And guess what? He has a business partner to achieve that, and that's Keith. So, but unfortunately, Keith is somewhat straight, but not for long in the story. Not in this one shot. Let's go on with the story, okay? Lance gets sick, okay? Logically sure he gets it. Their lives have been turned upside down, and they've been struggling to get back into the swing of, well, everything ever since. A lot of things get lost in haze. A lot of things they never really had to think about keeping track of before. They're also caught up in trying to survive daily that it makes sense that forgetfulness happens. And this time, like many others before, Lance is the victim of this forgetfulness. But the youngest survive, it happens. For more than he liked to admit, and maybe under previous circumstances of their lives. He'd let it slide. He'd get wrapped up in friends, throw a huge party, and drink until he couldn't remember or care that his friends hadn't called. It's just, now they're a lot closer. As a family, they bond a lot, come together as a solid unit. So maybe that's why it hurts so much this time. But he supposes that some things take longer to change. So he gets it. He's not bitter about it. His emotions haven't, gotten memo. Do you mind if I get a gift receipt? Customer asked, and Lance glanced up from where he's totally not wrong by the lens. It's a gift for my wife for our anniversary. Yeah, no problem, he says. All business, all easy customer service. Standing behind the register in a cute little V-neck tee, which, although super stretches tight across his shoulders, short of a strong chest and stronger arms. Ugh, this universe just isn't fair. Oh, that's so thoughtful. Lance mumbles, squeezing the handle of the spray bottle a little hard, brows her as he glares at the pot plants. Remembering important days, I wish we live in a world where that was, a given. It doesn't turn to see their expressions. They can hear the long pause before the customer says, I'm just going to, yeah, have a good day. There's some shuffling, some soft footsteps, the sound of a box being opened, and the key is in his preparation, a box cradled in one arm while he casually stocks the shelf with the other. So, Keith sighs and Lance runs. So, he aims for casual, and falls woefully short. Everything all right? He turns to look at him, one hand poised over the shelf. A poor excuse to be nearby for this conversation. At least the shelves are getting stock. Lance flashes him a wide grin, bright and dazzling. The exact smile he practiced in the mirror until it became second nature. Perfect and pristine. Perfect, peachy, just dandy. Why'd you ask? He doesn't answer. His lips press into a small frown. Eyes narrow a fraction as he looks Lance over. Brows pinch and thaw. Lance hates that look. It's how Kate looks at him whenever he's trying to peel back the mask, trying to really see him, which is sometimes endearing, completely adorable, and oftentimes appreciated. He feels his mouth faltering and gives up with a sigh. Unrelated, but has your family ever forgotten your birthday? No, he says, all blunt honesty, licking his fries before a small, fond smile graces his lips. I didn't always have people to celebrate, but once the Shiganis adopted me, every birthday was a big deal. They also celebrated my adoption day and shows up frowning a little as he takes in Lance's expression. I take this to mean it's your birthday? Lance says, turning back to the plants. Spray bottle on. Yes, he says stiffly. And your family forgot? They didn't forget. They just need a little reminder. But they're all busy anyway. The motel is booked up tonight. Veronica and Rachel have a concert with that choir group they joined. Louis is taking his kids to summer camp, but it's fine. I didn't expect like a party or anything anyway. So, do you have any plans? Just the usual. Go home, maybe crack open a bottle of wine, watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep. Sounds exciting. There's dry sarcasm there, but enough humor that Lance does over, eager to see that tiny smile that he could hear in Keith's voice. You know me, he says with a smile, larger on the side. Always the life of the party. He glanced away, smiling grin as he sets a few more bottles on the shelf, meticulously, almost mindlessly, making sure the labels are straight. The sound stretches, but Lance finds himself staring, waiting. For what, he's not sure, but content to let his gaze trail over Keith's profile. Have you heard of a little place called Honey's Cafe? Keith asked, hair too casual, voice lilting with the subtle edge of a joke. Like he's not talking about the only restaurant in town. I heard it's all the rage. 5-star across the board. Anyone who's anybody goes there. Is that so? Lance comes, small smile curling lips. I heard you need reservations months in advance. You do, he says, willing up before tilting his head, glancing over his shoulder at Lance, gaze almost shy through his lashes. But I could pull some strings if you'll let me take you out for dinner tonight. Lance blinks, smile falling and heart stuttering. You don't have to. No, really. Keith turns to Flynn. Stranger says, let me take you out. It's your birthday, after all. There's something almost nervous in the way he shifts his weight, in the way his fingers rub against his thumb, but his gaze never wavers. And Lance finds himself a little breathless and says, okay, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Keith's smile makes his heart cool. I'll meet you there at 7. Silence falls over the shop, but it's comfortable, warm, and content. Lyons finds his focus waning. Moments going on until, oh, he blinks, stare at the treasures. These are, that's a lot of spritzing. He can hear Keith smile, warm flooding to his cheeks. Lance cups. I'm just gonna go fix this before shoves away into the back room. The soft sound of Keith's chuckle nipping at his heels. Oh man, this is more building up this relationship between Keith and Lance because they're not just business partners, but they're outside. They're starting to getting themselves recognized. Getting to know more a bit. No, and Keith wants to take Lance out to this little cafe called Honey's Cafe. Well, that seems something that everybody likes to do. Everybody likes to be with. You know, cool. There will be some, and by the way, there's gonna be some references here. What is the references? There's gonna be some shipping references. Voltron shipping references. You'll find them. You're gonna see it a lot, a lot. Surprisingly, the cafe is actually crowded when Lance walks in at night. He pauses in the doorway, taking in the filled tables and the onslaught of noise. Hello, Lance, she says as she whips past him. A tray of dirty dishes bounce exploding. Hey, Shay, just take a seat anywhere you can find one. I'll be with you in a moment. Oh, I'm actually meeting Keith. Oh, well, he's in the back booth. She smiles, all swallowing coldly and knowing. He's not sure what that's about, but he follows her gaze to the last foot along the back wall, and his bare catches in his room. He's, wow. When he left work early, Lance hadn't thought much of it. He usually comes in early to open the shop at least early. Leave Lance to come in late and then close. He had actually put some effort into cleaning himself up. He's wearing a dark red button up with the first couple of buttons undone, giving Lance a wonderful view of his collarbones, with a black blazer. His hair looks freshly washed, combed, and swept back away from his face, leaving the sharp, beautiful features on display. He has always been attractive, but when he puts effort into it, just wow, he cleans up nice. Lance swallows hard, feet moving on, albeit hesitant, all pilot as he makes his way toward the booth. Keith stares at his phone, lips purse into this cute little frown, brows pitch, but his expression clears the moment. He looks up and sees Lance, smiling like a gosh darn sun, chasing away the clouds. Hey, he reads. Hi, Lance says, picturesque elegance as he glances around the cafe. The soft chocolate skips him, sounding almost nervous. I was joking when I said we would need reservations. I hadn't expected this place to actually be busy. Keith exhales a short little snort. Hunk's Taco Tuesday is no joke. He slides the menu, a small one. There's gonna be some laminate paper detailing taco specials. Did you actually make a reservation? When Keith smiles, it's small, but it lifts his cheeks and sparkles in his eyes. Maybe, he says, dismissive with a shrug. I just wanted to make sure they had the table closed. He looks shy, adorably so, as he looks down at his own menu. Lance smiles, voice soft as he says, that's really sweet of you, Keith. Really. Hey, sorry, I'm late. Pitch stumbles toward the table, looking winded. Lance snaps back, sit up straight. He hadn't realized he had been leaning in. Pitch! His voice definitely does not call up a few octaves. Oh, he blinks, looking taken back as he looks between them. I didn't know you were coming. Paige pauses, her backpack halfway off. Blinking owlishly, she stares at Keith and then glances at Lance. Yeah, Lance invited me. Is that okay? Keith clears his throat, gaze snapping to the tip, to his hands to the wall across the room, with one eye contact. Yeah, it's Lance's birthday after all. He slides out of the booth, gesturing vaguely. I'll be right back. Bathroom. Lance watches him go, bewildered for only a moment before his attention is definitely snagged by the tightness of Keith's hands. That's just not fair. But then Pitch is blocking his view, sliding into the booth Keith had just vacated, a Cheshire grin stretching across her face. Am I interrupting something? No. She crosses her arms on the table, placing her fingers as she leans forward to allow her to speak. Is this a date? No. Are you sure? Because he definitely didn't know I was coming. I didn't tell him, but he didn't expect anyone else to be here. He wanted it to just to be two of you. Oh, Pidge, he groans, leaning his elbows on the table to bury his face in his palms. It's not like that. Why not? Because it's just not. As distracted as he is, he's straight. At a sentence, he glances through his fingers, eyes staring at Pidge's steadfast stare. What? Straight? Really? He dresses like a bad boy straight out of every teen girl rom-com. Yet he acts like the sweet boy every woman wants to bring home. And he was a business major. He had to break it to you, Pidge, but he's not interested in me. Pidge just lifts a brow, shrugging. Seems like a lot of stereotypes to me. I've seen the way he looks at you, and it's definitely not in a straight way. Just saying. Besides, did you see how disappointed he looked when I showed up? That was, he just really needed to pee. Ooh, look, a present. She grabs a bag off the boot next to her, overflowing with a gift wrap, and sets it on the table. Pushing it toward him, she grins. He got you a present. Friends can get friends presents. Lance huffs, leaning back in his seat and crossing his arms over his chest. Pidge shrugs, that mysterious glitz shining in her eyes. Maybe, but she holds up one finger. If that gift is anything sentimental, then this is a date. Ugh, whatever, Pidge. Date, 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 date. She starts chanting, poking the bag a little closer to each one. Like, shut up! He hisses, smacking her hand. He's coming back. He hovers awkwardly next to the table, and Bitch slides over to give him room to take a seat. I see you found my present. Yeah, we just didn't want to spill anything on it. Nice tries. Kate just lifts a brow. So you put it on the table? Open it. Bitch cuts in, pushing it closer to Lance. Bitch, Lance says, you don't need to. Kate says, open it, open it. Bitch chants, clapping her hands. Lance rolls his eyes, pulling it toward him. Really? It can wait. Kate shifts, bitch hands across. It's not a big deal. Lance pulls out a gift wrap, digging around till he finds something solid. You're just going to be. Lance pulls out a frame, blinking in surprise as he tries to process what he's seeing. Key to place with his side. Disappointed. Fish can only take the silence for approximately 2 seconds. What is it? It's, he says again, running his fingers through his hair. He continues in a mumble. It's the receipt for the first sale we ever made. Another pause, a long silence, and stares down at the receipt mounts behind the glasses. Fingers gently running along the smooth word. Keith, he says, voice far softer and far more fond than he intended. This isn't nothing. He holds a frame to his chest. Finally looking across the table, smiles on his lips. He reads deep, fighting the sting behind his eyes because he's totally not going to cry right now. Thank you. Really, this is really special. He smiles shyly, just a touch at his lips, just barely there. But his eyes crinkle at the edges. Fondness making all his hard edges softer. Lance's heart squeezes, warmth oozing through his veins, slow melting. Everything far away until he's drowning in dark indigo eyes. Pitch clears her throat loudly, making both of them startle. Well, she drawls, shoving at Keith's side until it practically falls out of the boot and allows her to slip free. I just remembered I have plans with Matt. Oh, Keith blinks, slipping back into the boot. Are you sure? Definitely. Pitch adds back. You guys have a good night. I'm just gonna go. She waits and sees, looks back to Lynn for mounting a not so subtle. It's totally a date. So, tacos? He says after she's left, offering another small spoon. Lancelot's able to hold back his grin as he sets the frame receipt, gently, reverently, back inside the bag. Tacos. Oh, there are some uncomfortable things that Air is going to because Lance steps into this little booth where Keith made a reservation, right? And then Paige comes along and see that, oh, didn't realize those two are considering that one a date, but this is like a friend going out. It's like a friend's night out, but it is actually a date. Oh man, but Lance gave a little bit of a wrong idea that this is definitely not a date. It's like two friends going to a restaurant. And that's what Lance thinks here. But Pidge says, nope, this is dating. It is totally a date. Oh man, you took a little words there, but you probably knows the secret by now. So let's just forget about that, shall we? Let's figure out this. It's not a long way from the cafe to the hotel. It's what Lance has made many times since they moved here. Still, he insisted on driving him home on his motorcycle. Because of course, Shad Street residence bad boy has a motorcycle. Lance holds on tight, presses up against the limb of Keith's back, as Keith definitely takes the long way home. And by the long way, Lance means he goes on a 20-minute detour where they just cruise around the town. Lance gets distinct, feeling that Keith is enjoying it as much as he is. But all good things come to an end, and this night is no different. Eventually, the motel comes into view, and Keith slows as he pulls into the gravel parking lot. Once they've stopped and Keith's feet on the ground, Lance sides off the bike. He slips the helmet off his head and helps Keith stuff it back into the bike's compartment, pulling out his gift bag before he steps in, but not too far. He lingers, hands shoved in his pockets and rocking back up his heels. So, thanks for tonight. Keith smiles, sitting back casually on his bike, his own helmet in his lap and his arms resting over top it. No problem. I'm very glad you told me it was your birthday. Me too, and thanks for this, he says, lifting back. It really means a lot. And it's the first gift anyone has gotten me in a while, so Keith smiles, looking away, down at the helmet in his lap, fingers tapping against it. It was nothing. His smile doesn't fade so much as it dips, lost in thought. It wasn't nothing. Lance insists, taking a step forward. Hey, Keith? He looks up, through his lashes and through his messy fringe. All shy, all over. Was tonight a date? Keith doesn't look away, but his gaze flickers between Lance's eyes, searching his face. He speaks. It's surprisingly steady, surprisingly strong, if you want it to be. Lance has given a chance to finish. He's surging forward, free hand coming up to cup Keith's jaw, tilting his head at just the right angle for Lance to slot their mouths together. He kisses them quick and firm, rough for a moment, both of them frozen, before they both let out shaky exhales, melting into the kiss. One of Keith's hands curl to Lance's shirt, holding him down as he tilts his head, sweeping his tongue past Lance's lips, and the sound that escapes him is embarrassing. When they pull away, Lance smirking, Lance breathless. Thank you, Keith whispers. Lance clears throat, standing up straighter as he struggles to piece back together his composure. For what? For that. The way Keith looks and is just, wow. Lance can feel his knees threatening to give out, and he knows there's some sort of goofy smile on his face. I was afraid I was going to let you go without that happening. Lance starts meandering back a few steps, aiming the coy and fearing he's landed solidly in the giddy when he says, Hi, Keith. Not Lance. The sips on his helmet and peels out the parking lot. Lance watches him go, feeling lighter than he has in a very long time. Okay, so they just went back to motel where Lance used to live there, and they'll just give them some kisses. You know, that's mutual. That's mutual finding to you. So that's that. There will be some kisses along the way. So and then there's gonna be more of that. I don't know. So Hong drops onto the couch as Lance, leaning into his side, eyes all wide and excited. He waggles his eyebrows, and Lance narrows his eyes. So what? He leans away, pulling his phone closer to his chest. Half finished, text to Keith left unfinished. You know what? Lance says, voice amusing lilting. Lance just rolls. No, I don't. You know, he makes a variety of hand gestures, and Lance is really not following. Honk, what are you? He's trying to subtly ask you how your date went, it says from across the motel line, where she's sequestered behind the counter. Her eyes are glued to the computer screen, but he's almost positive she's not working. What? Date? Wasn't a date? His voice goes betrayingly high, so Lance changes gears to diversion set. Makes one of Hunk's hand gestures. What is this supposed to be? Hunk blinks, leaning back, making the motion again. A taco, like Taco Tuesday. How is this a taco? Why not something like this? Because this way includes the meat, the lettuce, and cheese. But no one thinks about that when you're just trying taco. They think of the shell and general shape. He's trying to distract you, Hunk, Pitt says, somehow managing to sound devious and bored all at once. Oh, right, was a pursing his lips. You, I just want to hear how your date went. It wasn't a date. Are you sure? Because Pidge told me it was definitely a date. Pidge, I told you the kid was sentimental. It was a date. And that kid was hella sentimental. And Shay said you two were super cute and wrapped up in your own little bubble and smiling. And I just want to hear how things have been going. Leans back, one arm stretched out over the back of the couch, making a motion with his other hand. Go on, dude. I know you want to. It's okay to gush about Keith. Lance scowls, trying to fight against the warm prickling of the back of his neck. I did not want to gush about Keith, Hitch goes, humbles. Why not? Hitch Lance ups, glancing down his phone, shooting off the text quickly before shoving his phone away. Why wouldn't I? Because you're dating, aren't you? No. Yes. It says the 5 stages of dating. Stage 1, denial. I'm not denying anything. He snaps, back hunching as he crosses hands over his chest. He sinks into the couch, going as he mumbles. It was one date, okay? And now we're just talking a lot. Hunk's hand falls to Lane's shoulder, and he looks up. This person to about and eyes pleading. Hunk just smiles, all warm and encouraging and patient. He squeezes Lane's shoulder, silent support, urging him to continue. Lance groans. Ugh, the kindness. It gets him every time. Cracks him open and lets his insides ooze out, all vulnerable and stuff. He's not used to people like this. People like Hunk, even like Pitch. People who care. It makes him weak. It makes it easy to give into their poking and prodding. Look, we haven't talked about whether, you know, dating with a capital D. We went on one date and we've been talking a lot, but that's it. We're just taking it slow, seeing how things go. But you want to date him, right? Lance Huffs, turn away. His ears feel like they're burning. Heart doing so much on his chest. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be so bad. It's cute, I guess. If you can look past his hair, but I'm not going to be the one to say it first. Well, why not? Because that's like us like letting him win. Hunk blinks, eyes narrow, and this person looking at Lance like he's a complicated math problem. But wouldn't you both win because you would be dating? That's not the point, Honk. I thought the point was to get a boyfriend. Yeah, but I don't want to give in first. Does it really matter? Yes. He asked me out first, so he should clarify boyfriend status first. Or he asked you out first, so he's waiting for you to take the next step. The ball's in your court. Lance goes, Roland says, it's his ball. It's not in my court. He started this game, so he should finish it. Oh my God. Paige groans, turn away from her computer to flop over the files. She glares at him, pointing a one little finger in his direction. So let me get this straight. You two have been dancing around each other for months, thirsting after each other and oogling each other and flirting incessantly. We haven't. Shush, I'm not done. And he finally asked you on a date. And now you two are dancing around each other again because you don't want to be the first to what? Slap a label on it? Lance hops, single lower, chin resting on his chest as he meets February. When you say it like that, we sound childish. She shoots a clean lip tongue, which just sighs and pulls Lance to the side of his heart. This too is something Lance has had to get used to. Hugging. Growing up, the people he surrounded himself with, the people who flocked to his family as well, they weren't big huggers, at least not like this. Not like they mean it. Not full of warmth and comfort like Hunk's hug. It's okay, buddy. You take this at your pace. Thanks, buddy, Lance says, leaning into the embrace. Ignore the way Paige rolls over her eyes and mumbles under her breath as he turns back to her computer. Wow, people are still concerning. Well, Lance, Paige, and Hunk are conversating about Key because Paige and Hunk wanted to ask Lance how's the date with Lance, or how's the date with Keith, and he dodges that question, or he refused to answer that question. Lance is concerned about, worried about that Keith is not his it's not his boyfriend at all. Because no, remember Keith, Lance assumes Keith is straight, but it's not. He's waiting for you. Keith is waiting for Lance to move or make a move or something. Because he made a move. He started this move. But Lance doesn't want to move because there's some concerns about it. But again, Paige knows everything about Keith because they talk about this one, and oh man, this is so insane. One of the most insane things that Lance had to accept is to accept that you're with Keith, that Lance is Keith. You should be happy for that, you know? Oh, okay, let's move on this now. The bell above the door rings as Lance pushed through the door of the shop. Back first, 2 to-go cups from Honey's Cafe in his hands. Hey, Keith, I got you some, he phrases. Door slowly swinging shut right now. Hey, Lance, Keith hands back out, as he usually does. Mending the register, as he usually does. Smiled at Lance, as he usually does. Oh, hi, Lance. What's new is Paige, leaning against the opposite side of the counter, leaning on her arms. Like her and Keith were mid-conversation. Hi, he says slowly. Was this a kind of memo I didn't get? Nope, just came by to give Keith a gift. Paige lips curl, impish, eyes gleaming mischievously. Oh, he says, blank and careful. Is that what that is? Like it? Keith asks, lifting a hand to flick a finger along the edge of the brim. The brim of a black cowboy hat. Very large, gaudy black cowboy hat with sequins wrapped around it. A cowboy hat. Len just stares, Maya refusing to process this, refusing to accept the fact that Keith's standing there, acting as if this is normal. They both staring back at him, and once he tears his eyes away from the hideous head atop Keith's head, he notices Keith's expression. His eyes are gleaming, just as mischievous as Page's smirk, smaller, but just as cocky, amused. Coy? Playful? What the heck's going on? Why do I feel like that is a trick question? He steps further into the shop, where the two of them are eyeing that hat with a healthy dose of suspicion. What's the matter, Lance? Don't like Kate's new hat? Oh, he knows that voice. That's not just Pidge's teasing voice. That's her up to something voice. He doesn't like how they are staring at him, waiting. There's some sort of unspoken challenge there, a pressure in the air, a tension in the way they watch for his reaction. He's not sure what the heck the challenge is, but far be it from him to turn it down. I don't know what you're up to, but I don't like it. He sets one cup of cups on the counter and slides it over toward Keith. He blinks at it for a second, taking it carefully. When he looks up, he smiles softly, gone from that challenging spirit into something far more fun, something that makes Lance heart flutter, something that makes Lance think he looks cute, which should definitely not be happening while he's wearing that freaking cowboy hat. You got me coffee? Yeah, I did. Lance says. I needed to stop how soft his voice is. He immediately clears his throat, slapping a hand on the counter and standing up straight. But if you'll excuse me, I have some business to take care of, and I want no part of. He slowly walks backwards, using his free hand to gesture to key his hat and Pitch. Whatever this is. Where are you going? Pitch asks. Work calls, Pitch. He throws over his shoulder as he turns around, reaching for the door. You just got here. He says. It's pointed, but there's an undercurrent of amusement, plain as day. And now I'm leaving. Bye-bye, cowboy. Whoever game they're playing, Lance was no part of it. Oh my goodness. What even in this part of this chapter is this? So Lance just at the store beginning, and then Keith's in the counter, and Pitch comes up, and then he puts on this little cowboy hat there that he looks a little very fabulous, that's really cute he is. But Lance is kind of more of a rejection about this thing. Whatever this activity is going on, I'm not buying it. Oh my goodness, this is a really uh, okay, I don't want to make myself laugh because I'm trying to read this one and I'm trying to compose myself. But this thing is funny. This part, just only this part is really funny to me. I mean, Lance refuses to see what some sort of this challenge going on, but I mean, does he think that Kate's wearing a cowboy hat is look really cute and all? I think so, but Lance says it's not. He's nervous. Oh my goodness. When I read this back, it's oh god. Oh my goodness. He's so nervous. It's so nervous. Oh my god. Okay, let's go for oh my god. Oh, I'll never get the smells of laughing about this. Okay, let's move on. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay, wait. Hold on. Wait. This weird new brand of teasing doesn't stop, and somehow it keeps getting worse. Keith, much to Lance's me, doesn't remove the hat. The only time he does is when Pitch gets in a bright red sequin cowboy hat. After that, he starts alternating. And it's not just in the shop. Oh no, it's all over the town. When they grab food at a cafe, not a date. When they meet up for walks, not a date. And even when he comes over to watch a movie while Lance siblings are out, maybe a date. They're kissing with this one, a lot of it, and some over the close groping. So that's a good sign. The only time Lance sees him take it off is when he's riding his bike. But even then, it's tucked away in the compartment, ready and waiting. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Lance wishes it did, but whatever game page you keep playing, they step it up. Keith is decked out in tagged cover boots and outlandish belt buckles. He starts wearing his shirts tucked in just to show them off. The blade buttons the Lance used to love seeing him wear open and wraps around his waist, giving a grunge bad boy look, are suddenly used to accentuate this whole weird cowboy phenomenon. And the worst part, neither of them was saying anything about it. No, they act like it's normal. Whenever Lance started to broach the topic, they just turned to him with wide blinking eyes and smiles that are just a little too innocent. What's the matter, Lance? Don't you like Keith's no look? Give us your honest opinion, Lance. We really want to know. You don't have a problem with it, do you? Need to get something off your chest? And it's all said with these singly sweet voices. Green stretched a little too wide. Eyes seem like that they're up to something, because definitely up to something. Lance can't Lance just can't tell what. And it's slowly driven him insane. Even Huck has gotten in on it. Adma is not weird for Keith to be selling walking around a cowboy straight out of All American gift shop. His siblings remain clueless, agreeing that it's strange, but not quite caring as Lance lands over long into the hours of the night. Why don't you just ask him? They say, like doing so isn't elicit the weirdest reaction from him to Hitch. Thankfully, whatever all that is, it does change the thing that's looming between him and Keith. They still talk long after they left work, still banter around the shop, talking to each other, teasing, smirking, flare looks. There's even a little extra, totally necessary. Touch that language just hair too long. They all go on more, not dates and definitely dates. Oh my goodness. And for the most part, everything is fine, better than fine. Really. He never liked anyone like this. He never been liked by anyone like this. Never been treated with such genuine and earnest fondness. It's just that gosh darn cowboy get up that's getting under his skin. The cowboy face. The weird way Pigeon he teased him when they're together. Something like there's an underlying joke. Something he's just not allowed to be private to. It has him irritable, easily annoyed, feel like his skin's crawling whenever he hears that tone. Creating a seat whenever they smirk at him. Has him clenching his hands in the fist whenever he sees a flash of that gaudy cowboy wear. It feels like his nerves are strung out, taut, brittle, and ready to snap. He tries to hold it, tries to breathe through it, but it's all just so obnoxious. What's wrong with Keith's old clothes? Why does he suddenly have to dress like a joke? A sudden start to maybe, dang, Lance. Is that what this is? All some weird joke on their budding maybe relationship? There's a joke in it somewhere. That much is obvious. You can tell that he isn't taking these new fashion decisions seriously. You can tell that this isn't like something he genuinely likes. He likes the joke, wherever it is. Lance is never hurting his feelings by calling out the fact that it's quite honestly really freaking ugly. But it feels like if he does, he's somehow losing. Like the challenge, the one that sparkles in their eyes, sharp eyes waiting patiently every time he approaches the topic, is to see how long it takes him to snap. Which means if he does snap, then they win whatever annoying game they're playing, and it's pissing him off. The amount of lingering touches and sweet kisses thrown to him right in his motel room will assuage his waning patience. He knows he's going to snap. As much as he hates to admit it, it's inevitable. He can feel his resolve cracking and splintering. It's only a matter of how long it takes to get to his breaking point. Oh boy, okay, so this running joke is keeping on going. This little cowboy thing is still becoming the running joke for between Keith and Pidge because they want to, liking this little cowboy stuff and wearing this cowboy thing that Lance want to see that. Like, is this really good? Is this like it? Don't you ever like his dress? Like the new look, the brand new look that he ever has, and he still doesn't even use. Lance doesn't even have anything to say, or he uses to answer this question or something like that. Oh my god. sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, this is one of the baddest things ever. Oh my god, I'm tearing crying. Oh my god. Oh, oh, it's one of the bloodiest things ever. Mm. But but seriously, Lance is about to get a little snap. What's his breaking point going to be? I don't know, but we'll have to find out soon enough. So, oh god. As it turns out, he reaches his breaking point in the shop. Fitting, seeing as this is where it all started. And just like when it all started, Pitch is there. She's been lingering a lot lately. She sits on the counter, legs illy swinging as she scrolls through her phone. Don't forget the fact that it lacks professionalism because they currently have no customers. It's near the end of the day, and she's been wistfully quiet. That is, Alicia opens her simple smile, little mouth that says, "Hey, Keith, I found a guy with that skull that lights up." He looks up from where he's crouched up over a box, stocking some of the functions. Really? Lance groans. Oh, what's the matter, Lance? There's Tom's breathing over his face. Keith looks across the room, learning to hit against the counter and crossing his arms over his chest. That's pretty cool, actually, he says, gazing down at her phone. But seriously? Lance turns to them. He holds one bottle to his hip, other hand waving around a bottle of beige moisturizer. Don't you already have enough hats? He tried. I don't have one that lights up. It's lights up rainbow, Lance. Oh my god, he hisses, setting down the bottle with too much force and squeezing his eyes. It pinches the bridge of his nose and tries to breathe. It just flickers under his skin because of that tone, that teasing, slightly mocking tone. The one that says they have a little joke he's not in on. A joke he's afraid that might be at expense, taunting and mocking, and so it's really false and innocent. Ugh. I also found these buttless chaps. Here's Pitch say. All chaps are buttless, Pitch. Yeah, well, it's fun in that way. And oh, and I was thinking we'd get you one of those full body outfits you wear at rodeos. You know, the brightly colored ones and all the fringes. And that, let's break it. Okay, you know what? No. He set the box down carefully because he's not stupid, but firmly because he's tired. No, nah, no way. Not gonna happen. He straightened up, lifted his chin and put his hands on his hips, glaring down the two across the room. We're pulling ends this right now. What the heck is all of this about? Oh, whatever you mean, Lance? Paige asked, sickeningly sweet. She bats her lashes. He does it by for a second. Don't you want to support Keith's new style? No, I don't. It looks ridiculous. Keith starts leaning back against the counter with his arms crossed over his chest. Gee, thanks, Lance. Oh, shut it, it says. You know how you look ridiculous? I know you're not taking any of this seriously. I just don't know why you're doing it to begin with. Sounds for that bit. Sounds for stopping in front of Pitch, pointing a threatening finger at her face. And you, he yelps, stumbling back a step and yanking his hand away as her teeth clamp down over the air. Did you just try to bite me? Put my finger in my face again and find out. She grins, wicked and sharp. Lance goes, no, thank you. Process over his chest and said, I don't know what game you two are playing, but I'm putting a stop to it right now. No more of this. He reaches out, snatching the cover hat around Keith's head and whipping his arm around to toss across the room. Saying a silent thing that lands harmlessly on the ground without knocking anything over. Keith, to his surprise, barely looks phased, neither does Pitch. They just stare at him, waiting. And that, if anything, just makes him more annoyed. No more gaudy cowboy hats, no more stupid belt buckles. He points to a large silver plate with a detailed moppet, front and center on Keith's chins. I actually like this one, he moans. Nope, no more. No more tacky cowboy boots either. Do not order him buttless chaps. Don't you dare get him some hideous rodeo getup I don't care if he's willing to go along with whatever this is for some godforsaken reason. And I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm done with all the inside jokes and the mind games. I don't know what you wanted, but you got it. You wanted me to crack. Well, I've cracked. Just tell me what you want, and for the love of God, please stop dressing my boyfriend like a gift shop cowboy. He's panting, heart racing, frustration and irritation that's been building for weeks, bubbling through his veins. Hot and heavy. He's tired. He's done. He's there. They're smiling. Bitch is practically beaming, and he's staring at Lance with a soft glow that's so freaking heart melting. He blinks, eyes narrow, body tense. He pulls back, eyeing them both warily. What? Oh, why are you both looking at me like that? Your boyfriend? He says, one eyebrow raised, a smile curling one of the corners. Oh, 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 frick. Uh, I, well, how was he stammers, stumbling over his half-formed words and fully worded sentences. But Pitch cuts him off. Well, my work here is done. She hops off the counter, shoving her phone away before starting across the street to pick up the cowboy hat. She places it on her head, directly nodding to them as she runs her fingers along the brim. You didn't do anything, didn't I? She asks Audacity to wink before walking out the store. The departure leaves them in silence. It is deafening. Lance turns away the key with his heart in his throat. His irritation is fled, melted away into the butterflies that leave him feeling light and giddy and worried and nervous. The key smiling at him, that same soft smile that Lance has come to love so much. Guess I better take this off, he says, all smiling and coy as he unclips his belt bucket and sets it on the counter. After all, my boyfriend doesn't like all the cowboy stuff. Wait, no. Lance swallows, trying for and spaceship hop beneath his skin as he reaches out. Running a hand up on Keith's arm, laying his arms draped lazily around Keith's shoulders, as he slides against him. Keith's hands find his hips, holding him close. No, he does not. He tilts his head, just so, aligning the lips. I guess I can get rid of it for you. Voice hollow and gravely, rubbing through Lance's chest. Thank you. He breathes, lips curving to an involuntary smile. You're devious, you know that? You could have just asked me to be your boyfriend. Keith humps, pressing their foreheads together, landing on his brush together. Why did you say it first? Lance tangles his fingers in Keith's hair, loving the way his eyes flush. What'd you say we close up early and head to your place? He tilts his head, catching Keith's upper lip with the tip of his tongue. Playful, teasing, rolls his body against Keith's and tasting the way he gasps. Pulls his hand forward, cupping Keith's jaw and tilting it up, pressing the tongue to his bottom lip, and, admiring the way his lips part so willingly, he hums slow and appreciative. If you're going to dress like a cowboy, the least you can do is ride me like one. Oh, ho, ho. And I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching. Keith's spread hitches, eyes going beneath Lance's thumb, his lips curled to whisper. I think I can handle that. Lance goes, we'll see about that. Final close distance to capture his boyfriend's tempting lips. Lets him fully into his embrace. Warm floods through, buzzing with contentment, feeling something blooms in his chest. Slow and full and beautiful. He used to think the last thing Schitt could be was a home. Now he's starting to think that's exactly what this place could be. Whew, and that settles it for that story of McClain Apothecary store and just all this running joke of this cowboy hat thing. It's so it really been that was a funny thing to me was the cowboy thing and just keep this as a running joke. I could not stop laughing about this. I'm laughing about it and I can't even make any words and I can't even formulate the sentence or whatnot. Now that that's done, we're done with the regular pick. Now I want to go back again and do an NSW. So I'm just gonna spin the wheel and find out where I'm gonna land. Let me take it there, shall we? I mean, after all, chat screen will be the place that lands always be because finally has his boyfriend now to Keith, so that's where he's going to stay for as long as Keith's here. All right, anyways, we're done with that one. I want to move on to whatever the next phase is. So I've done Pretty Man Less in Bloom, so it's just make me a drink, the ballerina position, and ocean eat. That's the three things I'm gonna have to read. Well, one of the three has the things I'm gonna read. Okay, let's see where I landed. Oh, I'm gonna have to make sure it's not too loud. Okay, the ballerina position is the next one I'm going to read. So this one, it is personal trainer Keith and yoga instructor Lance. There's a lot of thirst. This. It's a semi-public. It's one unlocked public room, and it's the most ridiculous position brought to you by Flexible Lance. Sure. And as always, Keith will be the top and bottom will be the Lance. Remember, there is one fic that Lance will be the top and Lance both. It might be that one, but for now, the ballerina position will be the next SW fic I'm going to read. Okay, guys, that is it for this video. I'll see you guys next time with some NSW content, which is the NSW one shot. All right, guys. Goodbye.